sometimes it's hard because you have to contradict your own interests as an adoptive family when you're doing an independent adoption. I found that there were times when I could see that our birth mom was maybe struggling to talk to me, and that there was a time when she needed someone else to be there besides me, because we're kind of the ones getting a child, gaining, and she's experiencing a loss. There needs to be someone there that's on her team. And she had a mentor, a woman that was kind of like a second mom to her, and we had become friends because of the adoption circumstances. But at one point I pulled her aside and I said, listen, you are her friend, you are her mentor, you have known her for a lot of her life. And I said, I need you to be her advocate. I said, be there for her. Even if she says stuff that might be a little bit scary for us or might not have the best outcome for our family, please make sure that you are the person that she can talk to and that you can support her. And I said, can you do that? And she said, yeah, I can do that. I love her. And I said, okay, great. Then do that. Be her person that she can talk to. And I think that it's hard to do that as adoptive parents sometimes, because you're so worried. You want your family to grow so badly, and you want things to go the way that in a good direction to have the baby come to you. And but at some point you're going to have to really be ethically minded for this birth mom and take that on and maybe put off your own desires for what's best for her. And that's hard.
And I find when you are thinking that way, and you are making sure that everybody gets what they need, that it typically just helps the adoption. It helps the adoption be better in so many different ways. And if it does, if the adoption doesn't happen, you can look and say, well, maybe, I should have controlled it more. Well, then that's not the adoption you want. You don't want the controlled adoption that where somebody is forced to do something that they weren't comfortable with.
I absolutely did not, and in any of our adoptions, never wanted the birth parent to come back and say, I made a big mistake and it's your fault. I want them to be able to own their decision. Whether they are unsettled by it or at peace with it later, it's theirs and they have to own that decision. If we are the ones controlling that decision or influencing it in any way, I think that can create a lot of resentment that will shut down open relationships that would be of a benefit. And that's not how you want to live your life. That's not the life you want for your child or for this birth parent. You want everyone to be able to look themselves in the mirror and say that they made the decisions that they made and hopefully come to peace with those decisions.
And I think every situation is a little different. There's different needs an expectant mother has. Some personalities are drawn to bond with the adopted couple, and I think as you go through, and if you do a few independent adoptions, you'll find that they may each have a different flavor. I don't know that there's anything wrong with bonding yourself to or with the adopted parent if you feel like, with the expectant parent, if you feel like that is a person that will stay in the relationship and in your life for the length of the child's entire life. So, again, I think every situation is a little different, and I do believe that you're right. If there is a situation in which you have a birth parent who is needing someone other than you in their life, it's good to get that for them.
I think the point is, in independent adoption, there are resources for that. Yeah. You may need to find them. You're going to be the one that needs to find them or push to make sure that they happen, but it is possible.
And I think that you're a director. And I've often looked at myself as an adoption attorney as a co-director with my client, and we together direct what's going on. And I mean direct not so much as in control, but trying to say, look, cue this mental health professional, cue this attorney, cue this and that. And so I think that's kind of where, and again, that's why it's important to have somebody who has been doing adoptions as an attorney for a long time, because you will learn. And then as you get more experience, you'll obviously learn a lot.
With our agency adoptions, a lot of that stuff was happening and I didn't realize it.
You never know.
You never know. So, she was meeting, our birth mom was meeting with a mental health professional, and we didn't always know that. And then problems would be kind of smoothed out without us really even being aware that if it was a big problem or not. So I think with independent adoption, you really have to be mindful of all those little things and really take care of them appropriately and in a way that's going to serve everyone's best interests.
And that's why I've always said to my clients, look, it's the difference between having the shocks and the non-shocks on a car. I guess if you can say it that way.